What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and having a great day. It was a little bit rainy earlier today, but you can see behind me, you can see blue sky peeking through the clouds, and that is why we are doing a video with the 2022 Ford F-150 Black Ops. Huge thank you to Matt Newman over at Koons Ford for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Black Ops or any Ford product, I'll be sure to have Matt's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. The first thing I wanted to get out of the way right off the bat is that this is not going to be a review video of the 2022 F-150 Black Ops. This is more walking you through, if you do end up buying a Black Ops, what you get with the Black Ops. So the Black Ops is based off of a Lariat F-150. So if you guys do want to see a video or a review of a Lariat F-150, I'll link one in the upper right hand section of the video. But with that said, let's get into the video. So like I said, this is a 2022 Ford F-150 Black Ops, and this particular one has been painted in carbonized gray metallic. But we'll start at the headlights and then we'll work our way down and around the side to the back of the Black Ops. So you do get LED headlights as well as LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights, which you will find integrated into your bumper, which we'll get into that in a second. But at the center of the hood, you may notice that you do get a full replacement dual ram air hood. So you get an intake here as well as two intakes, both on the driver side as well as on the passenger side of the hood as well. So that is a full hood replacement. You also do get a black painted grille with a black Ford logo at the center of the grille. You may notice that you do have a forward facing camera at the bottom of that. That forward facing camera is a part of the $765 360 degree view camera that is on the Lariat. But just below your grille is where you'll find your Black Ops front bumper with a 40-inch light bar at the center of it, with two 6-inch LED light bars on either side of the front bumper, which is what I pointed out. These are your fog lights, but they're also a 6-inch light bar. You got one right there and then one peeking behind over here, as well as four forward-facing sensors total. So you got one right here, one right there, and over there. So you still have functional forward-facing sensors, and then you can see it says Black Ops just below your 40-inch light bar. I think that front bumper looks absolutely sick. But you also get body color fender flares as well as functional Black Ops fender vents. So if this was just a regular Lariat F-150, you still do get functional fender vents, but they would say F-150 Lariat, whereas this one says Black Ops. And obviously you have that on the passenger side as well. Just below that is where you'll find your 20-inch stealth Black Ops wheels that are wrapped in a 35-inch BF Goodrich KO2 tires. These tires are ultra aggressive. That's the tread pattern on those tires. And just behind those tires is where you'll find your 6-inch suspension lift system by BDS. You also do get a front end alignment and a speedometer recalibration when you get the Black Ops. I'll show you guys. That's what the suspension looks like up here. I like all the geometry. Everything looks to be how it should. You can see BDS. That's what that looks like. But like I mentioned, the Black Ops is based off of a Lariat F-150. So you do get a 360 degree view camera, which is a $765 option that this particular Black Ops is optioned with. You also, on the side view mirrors, get power folding as well as heated auto dimming on the driver's side, as well as LED spotlights and blind spot monitoring on your side view mirrors. So this is not only used as a turn signal, but this is also an LED spotlight. Blind spot monitoring on the upper left-hand corner of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right-hand corner of the passenger side mirror. And like I said, you do get a driver's side auto dimming side view mirror. And then right here, boom, 360 degree view camera or your side view camera, and you have a puddle light. But at the bottom of all four passenger doors is where you'll find body color door cladding with Black Ops logos. You can see Black Ops logos are only on your front two doors. And then just below your body cladding is where you'll find your power running boards with rock guards and lights. So you can see this is your rock guard that is painted in a bedliner type of material. But when you open up the doors, boom, your power running boards do come down, and they are amp research running boards, so you can have peace of mind that you are getting a quality running board. I like how fast they go down, and I like how fast they retract. I think that's pretty awesome, because on certain vehicles, you get the power running boards from factory and they just come down really slow, and that is not the case here with the Black Ops F-150. So you can see, again, those are your stealth black wheels, and that is what those tires look like in the back. Just behind your tire setup back here, you find your Fox 2.0 Performance Series tuned shocks, as well as your leaf springs. And peeking at the rear left-hand side of the camera view is where you'll find your $445 36-gallon fuel tank. And just up top here, you'll find your $180 wheel well liner, which makes this look a lot more finished than if it did not have that rear wheel well liner. And again, like I said, the Black Ops is based off of a Lariat F-150, so you do get LED taillights. So I just did a video with a Black Widow F-150, and the Black Widow F-150s are based off of an XLT, so you do get LED headlights on the Black Widow, but you get halogen taillights on the Black Widow, whereas with the Black Ops, you get LED headlights and LED taillights. So I think the LED taillights look a lot better than the halogen taillights, just my personal opinion. And then taking a look at your tailgate, at the center of the tailgate, you may notice that you do get a black Ford logo, and then on the left hand side of the tailgate you have your Black Ops by Tuscany emblem. That's what that looks like right there. And then the rest of the tailgate looks pretty much standard, what you'd find on like a Lariat F-150. You get your F-150 embossed into the tailgate. You got your rear view camera. You have this puddle light right here. And then you do have your soft opening tailgate just by the push of that. You may also notice that you do not get a tailgate step on this particular F-150. And then over here you have a power outlet, which is really awesome. No bed liner, but you do get a power sliding rear window, as well as in your third brake light right there you have a cargo camera, which is really awesome. So if you guys are driving down the road, you're like, hey, is my cargo still in the bed? You can boom, press the camera button on the interior and it will show you what is in your bed. Body color, rear bumper, and then last but not least, what you get with the Black Ops is this black powder coated dual tip exhaust system, which I may add that it sounds absolutely fantastic. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like over there. We'll take a step back and boom, that is what the rear end looks like with that dual tip exhaust. It looks absolutely fantastic. And then obviously you got your trailer hitch right here, 4 sensors, and then back to your trailer hitch you get a 7-pin connector as well as a 4-pin connector. And if you guys, God forbid, get a flat tire, you can take your actual physical key out of your key fob, put it in there, unlock that, and then that will drop your rear spare tire. You may be able to notice that your rear spare tire is just a regular F-150 Lariat rear spare tire, so you do not get like a quote-unquote full-size spare like you have right here with those fancy 20-inch wheels and those really nice 35-inch BF Goodrich. You just get a standard F-150 Lariat spare tire. And last but not least, while we are at the rear end of the Black Ops F-150, let's take a look at our rear axle, because this particular F-150 Black Ops is optioned with the $570 373 locking rear axle, which in my opinion is the perfect gear ratio for a truck, perfect gear ratio for, you know, something that you're not only going to be driving on the highway, but you can also, you know, have a little bit of fun with. I think 373s are the perfect gear ratio for that. Obviously, unless you're boosted or something like that. But let me know what you guys think of the Black Ops F-150 in the comment section down below. I love how, you know, it is a little bit subtle, but it's also kind of, you know, it's not flashy, but it's a mix of subtle and flashy. If you know what it is, then you know what it is, if you know what I'm saying. But I love how on the fender flares, they're not painted in black, they're body color. I really, and I said this in my Black Widow video, I don't like when companies or, you know, individual people put on black fender flares with those rivets. I don't think that those look good. I like how these fender flares are smooth, their body color. It just gives it a more low-key look while still looking classy and mature. And I really like the way that the Black Ops looks as compared to the Black Widow. That's just my personal opinion. After seeing both of them, after getting up close and personal with both of them back to back, I think the Black Ops looks very badass in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think though in the comment section down below. But with that said, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood, one thing I wanted to say about that hood is a lot heavier than the stock Lariat F-150 hood. But popping open that hood reveals that 5-liter V8 that makes 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission and these are stock, and I repeat, these are stock F-150 fuel economy numbers for 16 miles per gallon in the city, 22 miles per gallon on the highway, for 18 miles per gallon combined. You can see you got a 6-inch lift, you got big wheels, you got big tires. So I would say that you're probably going to be looking more towards like 13, maybe 14 miles per gallon in the city. And highway, I couldn't tell you, but I couldn't find any fuel economy numbers for a Black Ops F-150, just like I couldn't find any fuel economy numbers for the Black Widow F-150. So I just gave you guys the stock fuel economy numbers so you guys can take that and do what you will with it. But I would deduct a few miles per gallon in the city and a few miles per gallon on the highway just because of that lift and that wheel and tire setup. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would help me get to my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, I would greatly appreciate that. So like I said, give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button. But with that out of the way, let's move into the interior. All right, guys, moving into the interior. Like I said, the Black Ops is based off of the Lariat F-150, so obviously you do get keyless access. All you gotta do is walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. Another thing I wanted to show you guys on the key fob is, just like a regular Lariat, you have remote start and you can drop the tailgate from the key fob as well. So let's open up the interior. Door panel looks the exact same as what you would find on a Lariat F-150. Same materials used. You got automatic up and down front windows, but you do not get automatic up or down rear windows. Like I mentioned when we were on the exterior part of the video, you can power fold in your side view mirrors. You power fold them out as well. 3 memory seat adjustment settings for your front driver's seat. Those memory seat adjustment settings also include your steering wheel, because you do have a power steering wheel with memory. But down here, you may notice just to the right of your rocker switch that adjusts your pedals, so you can push your pedals forward or you can bring your pedals towards you. But just to the right of that, you have this button right here. So if I flip that switch, that will turn on your 40-inch light bar that is integrated nicely into your front bumper at the center. So boom, there is your 40-inch light bar, and that was the button to turn that on. If you guys want to turn on those 2 6-inch light bars, like I showed you, those are your LED fog lights. You have to turn your headlights on and then press that button, and then those will turn on. Electronic parking brake. This is your LED box lighting. These are your 2 spotlights on your driver as well as your passenger side view mirrors. Press that button twice, that will drop your tailgate. You get a power driver seat as well as a power passenger seat. But let's talk about what you get on the interior. So what you get on the interior includes Black Ops embroidered floor mats, which we don't have in at the moment, as well as the carbon fiber trim that goes throughout the entire interior, which looks absolutely phenomenal. It makes the interior feel super upscale. And you also get a limited edition number plate on your center fold down armrest. It says Black Ops limited edition, and I believe this might be number 775. I believe that's what that number signifies. And then last but not least, you get deep tinted front windows. So your front windows come tinted from factory with the Black Ops edition. One thing that is nice about the Black Ops that I didn't mention yet, that I will mention right now as well as in the driving portion of the review, is that yes, you can go out and you can lift the vehicle yourself. You can put in the carbon fiber pieces yourself, but just keep in mind, when you do the lift yourself, you are voiding the warranty from Ford. So let's say you have a drive shaft issue or suspension issue that isn't necessarily related to your lift. Ford is not going to cover that. But if you get the Black Ops F-150, which comes with the lift and all that kind of stuff, you get a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty, which is a plus of buying the Black Ops or the Black Widow. You get a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty for both the Black Widow and the Black Ops. But let's take a look at the interior. We'll push to start. Obviously it's a Lariat, so you do get push to start. Get your 12-inch digital gauge cluster as well as your 12-inch Sync 4 system with wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto. This particular F-150 Lariat does have the $1,325 trailer tow package, which includes your integrated trailer brake controller as well as your Pro trailer backup assist, which is very nice if you don't know how to drive a trailer. This one has adaptive cruise control. That's what your this looks like I said, if you guys do want to see an in-depth review of a Lariat F-150, I have one of those on my channel, which I'll link in the description box down below. Auto dimming rearview mirror, you get a power sliding rear window, universal garage door opener, but I'm going to read to you guys what you get with the $7,345 Lariat High, which includes a 400-watt outlet, which you will find right there, as well as a universal garage door opener. You get a wireless charging pad, which I'll open up in here. Boom, you get your wireless charging pad. You also get Ford Copilot 360 Assist 2.0 with adaptive cruise control. You get heated and ventilated front seats, as well as a heated steering wheel. You also get this power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Your second row seats are also heated, and you get LED dynamic bending headlights and rain sensing wipers. So that's what you get with the Lariat High, also known as the 502A package. And this particular F-150 Lariat, which I'll throw the window sticker of the F-150 Lariat, which is what this is before it turns into a Black Ops. I'll throw the window sticker of this F-150 on screen right now. This is not including the Black Ops. This is before it turns into a Black Ops. And let's read over some of the options that this particular one has. Like I mentioned, I already mentioned to you guys the $445 36-gallon fuel tank, as well as the $180 wheel well liner and the $570 373 locking rear axle. But this also has the $1,325 tow package, as well as the $695 18-speaker Bang & Olufsen Unleashed. So with the Lariat High, you actually do get an 8-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system as standard. However, this one's been upgraded to the $695 18-speaker Bang & Olufsen Unleashed, which gives you speakers in your headrests, as well as, last but not least, this also has the $765 360-degree view camera, which I showed you guys on your side view mirrors, as well as at the front end with the Ford logo. It's at the bottom of that Ford logo. But like I said, that's what the interior looks like. You get this beautiful carbon fiber trim. It looks fantastic. You can see, boom, over there. You get it right here. You get it on your steering wheel. It looks so good, in my opinion. And this one does not have a panoramic moonroof, but you can option for that. And then this is pretty much the only other thing on the interior that tells you that it's a Black Ops. But beautiful interior. And we might as well talk about the MSRP while we have the window sticker on screen, shall we? So the MSRP of this particular Ford F-150 Black Ops is $99,767. But with that number out of the way, I want to show you guys what the rear seats look like before we move into the driving portion of the review. So door panel at the rear looks pretty much the exact same as what you'd find on a Lariat F-150. You can obviously pull these seats up, and boom, you get all this storage space. Those are your Black Ops embroidered floor mats. That's what that looks like. You can see all this flat storage space, seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. And one thing that's nice, comparing this F-150 Lariat compared to the Black Widow, which is based off of an XLT, is that you do get a center fold down armrest with the Lariat, and it's super comfortable. Boom, get your second row heated seats, get some carbon fiber trim, 2 cup holders here, 2 cup holders here, 2 cup holders on that side, and then you get 2 cup holders over here as well for 8 cup holders total. You got a 12-volt power outlet, as well as a USB-A port and a USB-C port, and then just to the right of that you have a 120-volt or a 400-watt household power outlet. So, you know, we've talked about the exterior now, we've talked about the performance, and we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys want to as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now on to the driving portion of the review. We'll wait for this Mercedes to go by, and then we'll hit the throttle and see what she does. Nothing crazy, but a nice little acceleration here. Love the sound of the 5-liter V8, man. Nothing beats a 5-liter V8. And I know the EcoBoost engines are really good motors. They're super stout, man, and they actually don't sound too bad, but nothing beats the sound of a 5-liter. This thing's got like really good power. I know it doesn't have as much power as the EcoBoost. I believe the EcoBoost makes like 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. I'm talking about the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, but this one makes 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque. So it is 90 pound-feet of torque short of the EcoBoost, but it just sounds so good. I love the sound of a 5-liter, especially considering this one's got an exhaust on it. So it's louder than stock. It sounds fantastic, but comparing this one to the Black Widow, I noticed that the Black Widow's exhaust system seemed to be just a little bit louder than the exhaust system that they put on the Black Ops. And one thing that's also interesting is comparing the Black Widow to the Black Ops, which we're in right now, is that it did have a dual exhaust on the Black Widow, but the dual exit exhaust was on the passenger side. So both exhaust tips came out on the same side, kind of like this, whereas this one's got the dual outlet exhaust at the back, which goes nicely out of like those bumps that you see in the rear bumper. I think it looks fantastic, and I don't know which one I like better. I think I like the one, the dual exit exhaust that's on this just a little bit better, but I also do like the look of the dual exit exhaust that's on the one side on the Black Widow as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, unrelated to this video, do you guys listen to Tom Petty? Anybody here listen to Tom Petty? Have you guys listened to the song Don't Pull Me Over? At the beginning of this song, it's got like the reggae-ish sound to it, like the initial beat at the beginning of the song. So let me know if you guys think the same thing, or what you guys think of this song in the comment section down below. Don't pull me over. Hopefully we don't get pulled over on the driving portion. But one thing that I did notice, or I did learn, excuse me, is that when I was daily driving a Ram TRX, which I did for like 6 months, I would open up the power sliding rear window and then I would get on it, and you can hear, listen, a lot more of the exhaust note when you have the power sliding rear window open, and it sounds phenomenal. And you know, obviously this thing has a different sound than the TRX did, but something about the 5-liter, when you wind it up into the higher RPM, it just sounds so good. And that's coming from somebody who I used to be, before I did any of these review videos. It's kind of silly, but I had a bias towards Chevy. I always loved the Chevy engine. I liked the Chevy trucks. I liked Camaros over Mustang. And then after being able to drive, you know, Challengers, being able to drive Mustangs, being able to drive F-150s, being able to drive the Rams, being able to drive, they all have a unique characteristic to each and every one of them. And yeah, they're all pretty similar, but they all have a different sound. Listen. In the 5-liter, just, it's got that unique sound that just sounds so good. And the initial bite, or I guess the initial throttle, when you initially get into the throttle, it's got a very deep induction noise. Listen, you can hear it. And then once you start winding it out and getting into the higher RPMs, that's when you can really hear it out of the exhaust. So initially you hear the induction, and then once you get higher up into the RPMs, you can hear it out of the tailpipe, which it just sounds so good being able to hear it from up there and then hear it at the back. It's just a really cool and unique feeling. But something that I wanted to mention, obviously this is a Black Ops edition, is that yes, it's got that 6-inch suspension lift, but it rides so smooth on, you know, just driving in day-to-day traffic, right? It drives so smooth on the road, so it's got very good on-road composure. And I haven't taken it off-road, and I will not be taking this off-road, but from what I've read is that these things also perform very well off-road as well. I mean, they've got those Fox shocks in the back, so I would assume that it rides very well off-road as well as on-road. On-road characteristics are fantastic. And one thing that, you know, I don't really have that much experience with trucks that are lifted and stuff like that. So when I was taking a look at this before I got to drive it, I was like, man, that thing's probably gonna ride pretty floaty or firm. And it's also just probably gonna be, you know, clumsy, I guess would be the word that I was looking for. And that is not the case. This thing rides, you know, very similar to a stock F-150. And I know you're gonna be like, no, it doesn't. But yeah, it actually does. And I mean, obviously it's going to be a little bit firmer than, you know, a regular F-150 Lariat. I mean, they tune the Lariats to have just such a phenomenal ride, as well as the XLTs and all the other F-150s, or all the other F-150 trim levels. But for something that has a 6-inch lift and it looks really good, it's got big wheels, it's got big tires. This thing rides very, very well, surprisingly. I mean, I'm honestly surprised at how well that this thing rides. And also, like, I've taken it around a few turns. I mean, I haven't like really pushed it around the turns, but you know, in day-to-day traffic, like going around turns and stuff like that, you can kind of get a feel for how the thing rides, how the thing handles and stuff. And it remains so flat around the turns that it's honestly shocking to me that something with such a high center of gravity can remain so planted and so flat around turns. Like right here, we'll do a little bit of a turn. And I'm just surprised at the lack of body roll. Like, I would have expected this thing, because it's so high off the ground, to have, you know, a lot of body roll, and that's just not the case. This thing is so composed around the turns. We'll hit this bump on purpose. Let's see how it does. And it goes over those bumps so well. Like on certain vehicles, certain lifted vehicles, and I'm not calling out anything in particular, but I'm calling out vehicles that are built by an individual. Like, I've ridden in lifted trucks before. When you hit a bump, the thing kind of like jumps over to the side, you know what I mean? Whereas this one, I haven't noticed it jumping. Like, it's not jumping when you hit a bump, which you can find on some lifted vehicles. But here, we'll hit this bump, and it hits the bump, but it doesn't like bounce to either side, which is nice. I hate when vehicles, like, you hit a bump and they jump to the other side of the road. I don't like that, and that's something that I found that this doesn't do, which is very, very nice. And that's something that is cool when you buy a lifted vehicle, and obviously you would expect that by paying, you know, a premium price for the Black Ops. You don't want it to ride like junk, and this does not ride like junk by any means. This thing rides so well for being a lifted truck. The steering input is pretty much instantaneous. So if you've ever driven like a 3/4 ton truck, they have a little bit of dead space, you know, at the center. When you're trying to drive straight, you kind of got to drift, and you got to drift just to try to keep it from going straight. Whereas this, you point it and it just starts going. You can see we're switching lanes, so you just point it and it still retains like the steering input of what you find on like a regular F-150 Lariat, which I really appreciate. So I think that's nice. I love the ride. I love how it handles, and I think it looks really sweet as well. Like I mentioned, I'm a big fan of those body color fender flares. I don't like when people have those fake rivets, or they have like them in black. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I mean, I know some of you guys are going to disagree with me, but you know, like I said, that's just my personal opinion. I love the way that this thing looks. I love how it's a smooth fender flare and not like, you know, something that's got like those fake rivets and stuff. So this thing rides super smooth. It's very quiet on the interior. Even with those knobby tires, it doesn't like bounce. You know, it's still got a very smooth ride to it. So yeah, I really like the way that this thing looks. I like the way that this thing drives, and I like how it's based off of a Lariat, so you get this digital display. So yeah, that's about it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I mentioned, I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think of the Black Ops, as well as hit that subscribe button. But like I said, that's it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.